Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday for those of you who celebrate that. Go out there and get yourself some tacos because tacos are awesome. Now, the only thing that is better than tacos are burritos. And in very many ways, burritos are superior to tacos because while they might have the same ingredients, burritos are self-contained even while eating them, as long as they've been folded correctly. So there you have it. Welcome. David Brownlee is here. Hello, David. Good to see you. Tom, good to see you as well. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. David, I believe you're going to be here on Friday night for our game night, I think. I remember you saying that, so we're looking forward to seeing you. And yeah, that's cool. Well, welcome to another episode of It Belongs in a Museum, to which you should astutely reply, "So do you!" Because that's the proper reply. I have got my coffee and chimichangas. Okay, chimichangas, yes, chimichangas pass. Chimichanga is basically a kind of burrito. Isn't a chimichanga just a fried burrito? A deep fried burrito? Isn't that what that is? I don't know. I have no idea. I am not a chef. I am not a... I eat food. Boy, oh boy, do I like to eat food. But I'm not very good at making it and preparing it. I don't know the names for everything. Karen is here. Hello, Karen. Good to see you, Miss Sandstrom. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. We are, we've sold a lot of t-shirts here recently. That's a pretty cool thing. Not a lot. I mean, I don't want you to think like they're flying off the shelves or anything like that, but we have been selling more than usual. I think we've sold 4 altogether, like in the last week, which is like a lot compared to normal, which is like maybe 4 in a month. So that's pretty cool. You can go pick up a t-shirt, a Flipside t-shirt merch, if you follow the link that's in the description of this video, and that'll take you to our Shopify account. And we just have t-shirts available. We don't have anything else yet. I keep I keep putting that off, adding and things and all that kind of stuff. So you can do that. Hey everyone, managed to finish work a little early, so I'm here for a little bit. All right, great to see you, Vanessa. Thank you for being here. Tom says hello to David, Karen, and Vanessa, so that's cool. Thank you for being here, Tom. Thank you for moderating. I appreciate it. All right. So as per usual. It belongs in a museum. We could take a look at basically 2 games. We might sometimes take a look at just one. If it's a larger game, we might just take a look at one. Or we might do more than 2 if they're all small games. But generally speaking, we just take a look at a couple of games off of my shelves that are older games. And we kind of dedicate Tuesdays to covering older games here on the channel. More often than not, we will usually have a time-honored Tuesdays playthrough where Jess and I will take and play through at least 1, sometimes 2 older games, depending on how fast they are. And we'll do that just to kind of battle against that cult of the new that we all kind of lean towards sometimes. And so to try to combat that leaning in all of us, we're going to take Tuesdays and kind of focus on them if we can. So we'll normally do that. No Mercedes-Benz available yet. No, not yet. Only t-shirts. That's correct. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, if I can sell a Mercedes, it would have to have been given to me, that's for sure. But I would probably sell it. I don't like Mercedes-Benzes. I'm pretty happy with my Jeep. which, by the way, is in the shop right now getting checked out because we are leaking differential fluid from the rear end. So it's a four-wheel drive vehicle, so I guess that's something that needs to be checked out. And I do have an extended warranty, so I think we'll be covered. Well, I'm hoping that will be covered because it's a pretty hefty price tag if it isn't. But we only bought the, we bought it about, well, we bought it in January 2023. So it's barely, we've had it for barely a year. It was a used vehicle, so we did buy an extended warranty for it. So hopefully everything will be covered. But yeah, the cap is in the shop. He says, I'll wait. Okay, you go ahead and wait, Eric. Karen has played Odin's Ravens with hubby. We played 4 in a row and he really liked it. Awesome. Very cool. Odin's Ravens is a good one, David says, and I could not agree more. Absolutely a good game. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to showcase it a few weeks ago, and why it's still on my shelf, because it's just one of those tried and true classics, in my opinion. Leaking fluid from the rear end sounds like a personal issue. Why did you have to take it there, Vanessa? I was talking about a car, and yes, it was a car. The other that you're referring to is diarrhea. See, Vanessa, you thought you were going to make me blush. You can't make me blush like that. I'll just lean into the poop jokes. You know this. I don't know why you thought you were going to make me blush with a diarrhea joke. Because when you're sliding into home and your pants start to foam, diarrhea. Yes, I went there. But you set us on that path, Vanessa. I'm just saying. Got to entertain myself somehow. Oh, well, I'm sorry to be bothering you, madam. Hola, Sam, and everyone in chat. Nuno is here. Hello, Nuno. Good to see you. Yes. Good to see everybody. All right. Well, we will go ahead and get started. As per usual, we're going to go ahead and just log in, and Sam is already talking about poop. It's not my fault this time. It's Vanessa's fault. It's not my fault. I was talking about my car, and she took it in the poop direction. So I just dove right in. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Yep, see, there you go. Picked up a few acres of snow at half-price books yesterday, thus helping to maintain the shelf of shame equilibrium. I'll totally take credit for the start of the poop jokes. I'm sure you will. Very good, very good. It's good to own up to your proclivities, shall I say. That's very good. Jessie is still resting at home. Yes, she's doing better. She had to drive in with me so that we could leave my car at the shop today, and we did a little bit of grocery shopping together. But otherwise, yes, she is still resting right now and doing better. Fred Meyer is just screwing the pooch as far as getting us her medications that are being prescribed to her in a timely fashion. So we stopped by Fred Meyer today, and they said they're processing it, but it wasn't ready. So, and that was called in Sunday after, that was faxed over to them Sunday evening. So apparently they're so busy that they can't get things done. And of course, let me give this to Jess real quick. I think this is the thing. Okay. There you go. Got it. So I think that was the mechanic calling me back. So we'll just have to do that. Vanessa is always the instigator. I know, right? I mean, golly. Good morning, Doug is here. Good to see you. Good to see ya. Who? Me? Halo. Yeah, right, Halo. All right, so let's go ahead and faxed. Did we time travel? I know, right? Well, it's a smaller primary care physician that we go see. So it isn't a... I'm not so much worried about that. We really like our primary care physician, and she does a great job for Jesse and the kids. And but yeah, some of those older, I don't think it's an actual fax machine. I think that was more of a the use of an old word to mean that she sent the stuff over. So, carrier pigeon next. Wouldn't you think so? It might be more reliable sometimes, it might be more reliable. So which game are you going to show us today? Well, I've got two that are just sitting over here off camera. And the first one is, we're going to go with the oldest one first. And I'll go ahead and give some hints, and whomever can guess it first will get a sticker. But if you have recently, like within the last, if you've won a sticker, then don't participate. Let me just put it that way, because I want to spread it out a little bit. And I don't have anything new to send people, so I just have stickers. So here's the thing: this one that we'll go over first was first published in 2012. So it is 12 years old at this point, and. Let's see, what's the second one that I can do? It is a card game. So it is a card game from 2012. That's the first two hints that I'll give you. It's a card game from 2012. That's the first one I'll give you. I did make a purchase while everybody's kind of thinking about that. I did make a purchase the other night at, yesterday. Nuno is keeping Sam on track. I know, right? Uno rhymes with Nuno. Pony Express out here. Yep, that's about it. Well, that was fun. A bra ad. Good guess, Eric, but no, it is not TI4. Keep trying, buddy. I still don't have a sticker. Well, Vanessa, this is one of those things that you could use. Cards, Gloomhaven. No, Gloomhaven is not a card game. Gloomhaven is not a card game. 2012, card game. Android Net winner. No. I just sent you a sticker. So many card games. Deck Builder. Okay, if you want to ask questions, that is good. I'll one-up you there. It's deck construction. Okay, deck construction, not necessarily, not deck building. It is a deck construction. That's the mechanism that's there. So 2012 deck construction card game. Crazy Eights? No. What? What'd they say?
It is what they thought. Pinions?
Yeah.
Sounds like minions. They can't get it in.
Pinion seal.
Yeah. Can't get it in for a week and a half. But you could call Jeep and see if we can get in earlier.
Yep, I will. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, darling.
No, you're fine. Okay. Thank you. I just got your email, Tom. Let's see here. Not Dominion. Nope. 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 Dominion is a deck building. Is a deck builder. Machikoro. No. Race for the Galaxy. No. I don't know card games. Cuff. There's this little thing called the internet, brother. You can get on there and Google it. That might help you. 2012 deck construction. You want another one? Another mechanism. Area majority. Deck construction area majority. How about that? Ascension. No! Look at Nuno. Nuno's still participating, even though I told him not to. That's cheating? What's cheating? Card games mean no sticker for me. It's not as easy to search while on the phone. Star Wars something. No, Nuno. That is not correct. I'm going to keep telling you you're incorrect because you're not supposed to be participating, Nuno. You can participate in the chat, but you can't participate in the game because you are a recent, like super recent winner. Internet. Oops, sorry. No worries, buddy. It's all right. I'm not mad at you. I think it's funny that you just kept on rattling off answers. You're so excited, and that's a good thing. All right, people are stalling on this here. Let's give a... there is... let's see. There is a... let's do this. Let's go with... wow. All right. I'm going to... There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There are 20 entries that have this name's title as the main title. Like this name, colon, blank. So there's like 19 expansions for this game. Old Maid, Eric. Now you're just phoning it in. Lords of Waterdeep is still on my shelf of shame, but I think the mechanism is worker placement, but it belongs in a museum. That is true. That would be one. I don't own that game, but that would be one I would probably go over. Well, at least Nuno is helping us with process of elimination. That is true. But if Nuno says the right answer, I can't tell him no, that's not correct because, well, first of all, that would be lying. But then you would not then answer that. So that's why I can't have Nuno participating. Look at Tom. Tom comes up as a winner. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. No, you're not getting a chicken dinner. You're just getting a sticker. But there you go. Smash Up is the first one that we are talking about today. And yes, you heard me properly. 19 expansions for this thing. Are you kidding me? So many expansions, so many IPs are being used for this. I mean, if we go back and look at this, I mean, there Munchkin, Lovecraft. I know that's open source. I got it. Not open source, but public domain. Monster Smash, It's Your Fault, Pretty Smash Up, Marvel, Cease and Desist, Big in Japan, the bigger geekier box, and the other one, the big geeky box. What were they thinking? All-Star Sheep, Oops, You Did It Again, 10th Anniversary, the 70s expansion, Disney Edition. I mean, come on. They're awesome level 9,000. So many different expansions for this. It all started back in 2012, however. So that is what we're doing here. Let me go ahead and do a screen capture. And we'll do that. And then we will do window. I should have set this up beforehand, but who am I thinking? What am I thinking, rather? Let's move this up a little bit. There we go. That's good. All right. So let's go ahead and use this so we can look through this real quick. So as we're looking at this, it's got a 6.7 on the Geek as far as rating is concerned. That's based off of 27,000 ratings. That's pretty good. So you're basically looking at a 7 out of 10 as far as that's concerned. The weight is a 2.06 out of 5. So it's definitely not a heavy game. Paul Peterson is the designer. You have a bunch of different authors: Francisco Rico Torres, Conceptopoulos, Bruno Balaxa, and Dave Alsop from AEG. And what are the other ones that have been putting this out? Arclight Games, Edge Entertainment, Hobby World, Yellow, Pegasus Spiel, a whole bunch of different ones that are there. So that's pretty cool. As we look through some of the different pictures that are here, you can basically see some of the artwork that's on some of the cards, what the cards look like. We're going to take a look at them. These are one of the sites that you have to fight for, and these are the amount of points that each person's going to get in succession. First place gets 5, second place gets 3, third place gets 2, so forth and so on. But you can see how the different cards and artwork is just really nice. And of course, there might be some different artists on some of the different expansions. I'm not so sure about that, but you get the idea. It's got a really kind of a cool theme, and it's just a pretty neat game. So we'll take a look at this as we continue on, and because I really enjoy this a lot. So we're going to try to, let's see, yeah, that's good. All right. So let's go ahead and get down to the table, and we'll take a look at this so that you guys can see what's up. So, smash up. Now, this is the original box. This is not one of the big geekier boxes that have been released. I did not purchase the big geeky box or the big geekier box. So I only have a few of those 19 expansions in here. As a matter of fact, I think that's an expansion. So it looks like I've got 4 expansions in here, but I also have some of these things, which I don't know where I got, honestly. But these are neat little, dividers, and I don't know where I got them. So I apologize, but I wish I could tell you. This is also an aftermarket storage solution in here. So again, I apologize, but I have no idea where this stuff came from. As you can see, I still have some stuff that is in cellophane still. Oh, well, there you have it. This is where I got these things. So I must have bought the expansion that has, let's see, which one is it? It's probably this one right here. It's Your Fault. It's Your Fault expansion, and it must have come with these dividers that I'm never going to use because they don't fit in this thing here. But this is probably for the big geekier box, I would imagine. So that explains a little bit of there. But as you can see, I haven't played this game in quite some time. So there's that. But I think, if I know this correctly, I think each one of these is a different expansion, and these are all of the bases that I have currently. So that's a pretty neat thing. But all this game really is, so what you'll do is, for example, I could put together, I could make it dragon sharks. So I put these 2 decks, and we'll go ahead and open these up here so that you can kind of get the idea of what we're talking about. So if I take the dragons and the sharks and I put them together, now I'm literally going to take these 2 and shuffle them together, and now my deck is the dragon shark faction. And so depending on what comes up, those are the people that can help me win. So the Megalodon is a minion. And it says here, you must destroy a minion of power 4 or less here. Special, before this base scores, you may destroy a minion here of power 3 or less. So the Megalodon is pretty nasty. This minion is a hatchling, ongoing. After another player plays or moves a minion here, it gets -1 power until the end of the turn. So that's what a hatchling does. Then, burn it down. It says destroy a base and any actions played on it. Replace it with the top card from the base deck or a base from the discard pile. All minions from the original base remain. So that's a pretty cool thing where you can, if this base is out here and you don't want those, you can say burn that down and put this one out here. So now we're all working in the monkey lab, and minions here get +1 power for each action they played on them. So some cards are action cards like this one right here. Other ones are minion cards. And it's just a thing where you're trying to vie for control of the bases that are out on the table. And usually I believe that there are 3 bases out on the table. And whenever the amount of power, like for example, this Mako here has a power of 2, and this hatchling has a power of 2, so there's 4 here, and we would have them basically in the same one like so. And whenever the amount of power between all of the minions that are here reaches or exceeds 22, it's scored. The person who has the most power there gets this much, second most and third most if there's the third player there. And you're basically just racing to get, I believe it's 15 points or 18 points or something like that. I can't remember how much the big score. No. 15 points, yeah. So whenever somebody gets 15 points, the game is over. But it's a pretty cool thing. There's a lot of math involved, but it's really simple math. But the cool thing that I liked about it the most was the whole idea of taking 2 different factions and smashing them together. And now you are that new faction of dragon sharks or shark dragons or what have you. Or you could be... I don't know, superhero Argonauts. It's just a weird thing. You could be shark tornadoes. So if I wanted to, I could take the shark deck and put it next to the tornado and put it in with the tornado deck, and now I'm Sharknado. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that kind of thing where it's just real goofy, fun, thematic fun though, and that's what I really enjoyed about it. I'm going to put this back up here along with these other ones as well because, oh, that one actually comes with more bases too. That's cool. So you get the idea though, right? Some of the different bases that are in here. So you have, the Vats, you have the Temple of Goju, the Hill. I don't understand what some of this is. Mushroom Kingdom, the Mothership. You have Standing Stones. Looks like kind of like a Stonehenge type thing. There's so many tokens in this thing. I need to put those back in the bag. The Golem Schlossa. The Gray Opal. The Greenhouse. Another Temple of Goju. How did that happen? That's weird. Where'd it go? Huh. I must have bought 2 of something. That's weird. The School of Wizardry, Harry Potter, the Primate Park, a Ninja Dojo, Tortuga from the Pirates, Factory 436 1337, another Mushroom Kingdom. Yeah, I must have doubles in here. Some EC's Swinging Pad, the Great Library, Evans City Cemetery, the Moot Site. I don't know what that means. Another Ninja Dojo, a Jungle Oasis. So you get the idea. And the lower the number, usually the lower number of points. The higher the number, the more points you're going to get from it from these different sites. So that's kind of the idea. And it really is just a card game. There's just a whole bunch of cards in here, as you can see. And but I think it's a pretty cool thing. I think that, does this fit in here? No, it doesn't. Worthless. But you kind of get the idea, right? This is a game that I would, I've got the Marvel Smash Up there, and we're looking, I'm going to probably get that back to the table here pretty soon because I'm a big Marvel fan. But this has been Smash Up from 2012. This game is 12 years old. Now, what about those expansions, though? Those expansions, they went from, let's see. Oh, let's put this back up here. Smash Up. So the last expansion looks like 2021. Marvel, 2022, 10th anniversary, and 2022 Disney edition. So they're still coming out with stuff as early as 2 years ago for Smash Up. So that kind of gives you an idea of its staying power and how people have liked it. 7, although it doesn't really seem like it, is a pretty strong score for, I would definitely call it above average. It's ranked overall in the Geek 1150. So 1150, and it's ranked 410 in the family rankings. And 813 in the strategy rankings. So this is a highly regarded game. Even though it has just that 6.7, which doesn't look very shiny, it really kind of is. So that has been Smash Up. Really cool game. If you see it, pick it up, especially if you're a fan of family games. And that level really appeals to you, about a 2 out of 5, because I think you'll really enjoy it. I've kept it around just because I like the that faction ability of smashing 2 different factions together to make your own little unique faction. And the number of combinations that are in this game are astronomical. As far as, you know, I don't think you could play every single, there's no way you could play every single combination that's in this game. If you tried to. It would take you that long, I think. I don't know all the math behind it, but I've heard Tom talk about it before, and there's a lot of combinations. So do that. All right. Let's see here. Smash Up. Thought that was a racing game. Doesn't seem like it's that old. It doesn't. Never played Smash Up. No is in timeout. No, he's not. Tom cheated. How did Tom cheat? So, let's see here. Doesn't seem like that old. Castle of Burgundy also came out in 2012. One of my favorite games. That's cool. Zolkin was also 2012. Wow. Castle of Burgundy is great, but I've been playing the digital version and the UI is so different. I didn't recognize the physical game immediately when I last saw it. Interesting. Do you have a favorite combination? No, I don't. Not right now. It's been a while since I've played it, so I don't really have a favorite combo because my brain doesn't store that kind of information unless I really try to. So I don't really have a favorite combo. The box is huge, but it's so nice. She has the fancy dragon, shark, do. Jason Likens is here. Hello, hello. Salty Dog is here. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. Got to head back to the shop now. Catch you all later. See you later, Vince. I back to the second printing of Castles of Burgundy for my wife, of course, minus the additional minis. I just want the acrylic tiles and expansions. Still like the look of the original best, but tiles are thin. That's true. Flesh to us. Hey, Sam, any thoughts on how much card text is too much? I'm making a card game and thinking about this. Well, here's my opinion on this. If you have to have a font size that is, oh gosh, I don't know that I can put an arbitrary number on it. Let's just say 10. No, I don't even know if that's right, because I wish I would have paid attention to the font size when I was actually looking at and helping edit cards. If you have to make the text, if the font size, if you have to make it so small that it's hard to read, even with people that don't wear glasses and don't have eye problems, it's too small. And it's too much. I would do the best that I possibly could, if I were you, to use keywords. I think keywords are important, but they need to be intuitive keywords. Because I also don't want to learn a whole new vocabulary. Have to learn a whole new vocabulary of words just to be able to play your game the way you want it to be played, without having to look at what this word means every single time I play a card that has it on there. Too much text on cards gets really annoying after a while. Especially for people like me that are aesthetic people, because frankly, text is not aesthetic. It's not a great aesthetic. I know it's necessary and it has to happen, but on a card, you want to be showcasing the artwork on the card. You don't want to have a whole bunch of text covering up that artwork. If you have to have text on the cards, then make sure that it is on the lower third, I think. And that it fits well in the lower third. That it's not, crammed into that lower third. So I know that's a really nebulous answer, but the best, I would have to see what you're looking at, what you're dealing with right now, before I could really give you a hard and fast answer on that. But I think as little text on cards as possible is really what you should be shooting for. Rather than, how much can I get away with? You're going the wrong direction at that point. You should really be thinking along the lines of, how little text do I need on the cards? What can I use? What can I use iconography for? And again, the iconography, just like the keywords, needs to be intuitive. So that's a better question for another medium, probably. Rather than printing hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds for the suits, you should just use icons. Oh yeah, that's probably true. Joking aside, symbols don't need to be translated into other languages. I have heard 3 sentences max on cards. Well, again, you got to think about this. That's a paragraph. 3 sentences, 3 to 5 sentences is a paragraph. So you're talking about putting a paragraph of words on a card? I'll be honest with you, if I see a paragraph of words on a card, I probably don't want to play that game. because that's just too much information on a card. I mean, I know that's a short paragraph, but it's still a paragraph. And I don't know how short the sentences are if you're talking about just noun, verb, direct object. If that's the 3 sentences that you're talking about, okay, I can see that. Super Fantasy Brawl. If you look at the cards from that, some of the cards on that game, it's pushing the limit. So maybe use that as a and even Super Fantasy Brawl uses a lot of keywords that are the same on all of the cards, no matter who the character is. So but I think Super Fantasy Brawl did it right as far as not having too much text on the cards, but I would use that with the knowledge that I think that some of them went a little bit too far. But overall, I think Super Fantasy Brawl is a good representation of not too little and not too much. Hopefully that helps. The contrast of the font color and the background is also important in my opinion. Yes, absolutely. Symbols are universal, yes. I do want as little as possible, yes. Yep, well, good. As little as possible is where you should be heading for on as far as text on cards is concerned. All right. It would also depend on how many different cards there are. Nobody reads the love letter cards after 10 minutes since there are few enough cards to memorize easily. That's a good point, David. Thank you. All right, let's move on to our next one. This next one came out in 2014. So Smash Up was 12 years old. This next one is no less than 10 years old, which can't believe that, honestly. And unfortunately, I don't think I've played this in the last 9 years, but I've kept it because I knew I liked it, and for the kind of game that it is, I usually don't like them because they get too economical. But it's a train game, but it's also a stock game. So an investment game, network and route building. And so it's an economic train game. Those are the 2 categories, economic and trains. And it came out in 2014. And I also said that it's one of the few games in these categories that I enjoy. So that's a lot of hints. So far Tom's getting a sticker today, and this will be the next one that this will be the last one today that we send out. So 2014, an economic train game. 2014. What have we got? TI3. I fooled you. No, you didn't. Steam, negative. But thank you for trying something other than TI4. Twice. Good job, Eric. You took your medication today. I'm just kidding, man. Please don't take offense to anything I say. All right, so here we go. 2014 is the year. Economic train game. Matthew Vincent is here. Steam 2. All right, Eric, you're slipping. CC Higgins Rail Pass? I've never even heard of that. That is also not a correct answer. Matthew Vincent says hello. I did say earlier, Matthew, since you weren't here, that if you've received a sticker from me in the past based on this kind of competition, you can't participate in this one. It took a little bit of time for Nuno to catch that directive, but I think we've got it clear now, so I just wanted to repeat it. It's not a great game, but looks good. Well, that's great and all, but it's still not a correct answer. So it is 2014. That's the year that it came out. And the two categories that it is in is economic and trains. And there is some network and route building in there. So what have we got? Monopoly, negative. That is not correct. There's no network and route building in Monopoly. No, don't worry about it, brother. I'm just kidding. I thought that would be the case. Oh, no worries. What do we got? Come on, y'all. Want another hint? Let's see here. Stock holding is another mechanism that's in there. So it's network and route building, stock holding, auctioning and bidding. That's another one. Trains, Rising Sun is an economic. Any 18XX game. No, Tom, that's not correct. I don't like 18XX games. They're too heavy. And that's not to say that they're bad games. They're just too heavy for me. Ian O'Toole is the artist. Rail yards. Nope, that's not it. That's what I was thinking. Nope, that's not it. Ian O'Toole is the artist. That might be, somebody better be able to find it on that one, I think. Because you can look that up with him and the year. Stockholding, auctioning, and bidding, Magic the Gathering. Nope. Steph is here. Hello, hello. For me, an economic game, it's a game where I don't spend my money on it. Just throwing out train terms. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, so for Steph's benefit, so far, the hints that we're giving on the next game that we're going to talk about is 2014. It is an economic train game. And some of the mechanisms are auctioning and bidding, network and route building, and stock holding. And the last hint that we gave was that artwork is done by Ian O'Toole. So that's all of the hints so far. And so I've basically given 1, 2, 3, 4 hints, I think. That's 4 hints, so I'll give one more. If nobody gets it, then nobody will get it. Thomas the Engine is not correct, Eric. Airlines Europe, Ice Guardian, no. Good try, though. It's a train game, not a plane game. Vagrant Song, ooh. No, that's not it either. That's an interesting choice, though. Is there stock? Is there stock holding in that? I didn't think there was stock holding in that. All right, this is the last one. The last hint coming up. The designer. No, I'm not going to say the designer. Let's see. Does anybody have it? Oh, there we go. All right, Salty Dog. Salty Dog got it correct. It is numero uno in the Iron Rails series. The Iron Rails series. Irish Gauge. Well done, Salty Dog. Kabuki Kid is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I missed the clues for something. Sure wish I'd studied more. Yeah, well, you know. Salty Dog, I need you to send me your address information so I can send you a sticker for guessing correctly. Irish Gauge. And I have to be honest, this did not reach out to me based on the fact that it is economic or a train game or stock holding or anything like that. Network and route building is a pretty fun mechanism for me. But one word, basically. That's what reached out to me, Irish. And the fact that it was a train game in Ireland, that is a cool thing. My heritage is Ireland, Irish. I have an Irish heritage. I am an American. I don't want to blur the lines there at all. But my dad has done a lot of extensive work as far as our genealogy is concerned. And he was able to trace our family back to my great-great-great-grandfather, Michael Patrick Healy. And he brought our family over from Ireland in, what was it? I think it was 1869. So there's, there's a connection there that my dad has been able to solidify for us. And so I do have an Irish heritage. So a lot of things that are Irish they pique my interest. So this is a pretty cool thing. Capstone Games was a while ago, man, longer than I want to admit, a while ago, I saw this and I was like, man, I want to get back into this Iron Rails series. So I actually contacted Capstone Games and I said, hey, what if we do a series, on each of the games that is in the Iron Rail system? And so they were like, yeah, we'd love to see that. And so they actually did send me, let me go ahead and get this real quick. All right, if something crashes, I'm okay, but I'm going to do something probably unwise. But here we go. And the flowers are still standing. So the Iron Rail system, you have numbers 2 and 3 here. You have Ride the Rails, which is the US version. And then you have Iberian Gauge, which is the third one, which is, of course, on the Iberian Peninsula there where Spain and Portugal reside. And so these are, Capstone Games sent me these. Irish Gauge I've had since my days with the Dice Tower. And I covered this game on the Dice Tower, and that's why I just haven't ever been able to get rid of it, basically, because it's one of the few economic train games that I like. So I just had to keep it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Salty Dog, let me go ahead and put the email in here, flipsideobg@gmail.com. Go ahead and, Salty Dog, if you could go ahead and send me your address information, I will get that sticker off to you here as soon as I possibly can. Irish Gauge? I thought that was beer. That's funny. Let's see, Solo Soliloquy, Jeff's Kiss, everybody. Kabuki Kid is here. That's funny. Thanks for being here, Kabuki. I appreciate you. Jeff's Kiss back at ya. That must be an inside joke because I don't get it. How does it differ from 18XX games? I think complexity. And the fact that this only takes, about an hour. I've seen 18XX games that just take hours. Like 2-3 hours? Nah, I'm good. I'm good with all that. I thought Sam was the firstborn on the Mayflower. Nope. Although I was there 3,000 years ago, I never missed Fat Man Beyond. Impressive. Yeah, that was like 3-4 years back. That's funny. I forget. Did I mention it to you, or were you in the stream when that happened? Oh, I don't remember. Okay, you guys are talking about the Jeff's Kiss thing. Got it. Understood. No, I was not on the Mayflower Bushman, but thank you for noticing that I'm old. Cool. Comes from Kevin Smith's Fat Man Beyond podcast. Got it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Irish Gauge here. Have you played Mini Express? If so, what's the comparison there? I have not played Mini Express. So as we're looking at Irish Gauge, first of all, I love the how green it is. Green is my favorite color. That's another thing that kind of made it pop for me. And so green got my attention, and then I read the word Irish, and I was hooked. Then I read Ian O'Toole artwork. Awesome. So went ahead and looked into it. So here is the rules of play. See that right there? That's the difference between this and an 18xx game. All right? There you have it. So here's your components. Here's your setting up rules. And then you have the initial auction, a sequence of play, and so forth and so on. These are the rules. There's your difference. Okay? Here is the board. I actually have some old, look at that. That's actually pretty cool. Look at that. But here we go. It is not double-sided, but you get the idea. So you have your shares owned down here, all that kind of stuff. And the cards will be up here off the end of the board for each of the different stocks that you have. You have Cork, Bandon, South Coast Railway, and then you have Waterford, Limerick, and the Western Railway. Then you have Belfast and County Downs Railway, and then you have the Great Southern and Western Railway, and then you have the Midland Great Western Railway. So you have all of the different railways that are here, and so you have that idea. But you're also connecting routes between all of these different places that are out here. Some of them are a little bit harder to go through. Again, I haven't played this, like I said, in about 9 years, but I really want to get this back to the table. The 2.3 rating on the Geek tells me that Jess should be able to handle it, and I think enjoy it. She usually enjoys 2 to 2.5 the best. That's her kind of sweet spot. So I just think that this is a great little game. As far as economic train games are concerned. So those are the different stocks options, and then you have, and this was another cool thing about the game. Most of the time, money came in like paper, but these were actually cards. 1 pound, 5 pounds, and 10 pounds. So I don't necessarily, I would much rather have coins than paper, but if I can have cards instead of paper, that's a lot better. So there's that. And here are some, all of the little trains that come into this as well are pretty cool, because these are like little train meeples instead of just like blocks of wood or something like that. So that's another thing that really kind of popped for me. I thought that they should have used more Irish colors. They got orange, there should have been a white, there should have been a green at least, but I think they kind of missed the boat on that one. But these little containers are pretty neat. They hold everything really well, and you can open them up and use them for 2, as some people have talked about. So that's a cool thing. In here you have cubes, which are going to be used for different things within the game. Different kinds of parts on the board. Places on the board will get different colored cubes. So I just thought it was a really great as far as the production quality was concerned. I was really happy with it, and I thought it was just great. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to getting this one back to the table because, quite frankly, look at that. I love it. I love games that are fun, that have very simple rules. I think it's great. But anyway, that is Irish Gauge. So this is something that we are going to be getting back to the table here pretty soon because I do want to make good on that idea that I gave Capstone Games, and they sent me the Iberian Gauge and Ride the Rails, the US version of it. I think Jesse probably would like it, but I don't know because economic games are usually not in her wheelhouse, but at the same time, I think that the lack of complexity for the game, I think, will have her. Let's see. Can you tell us how a turn plays? Yeah. So again, from memory, no, I can't because I said I haven't played this in about 9 years. So. Game is played over multiple turns. On your turn, you have to select one of 4 actions, so you can auction a share, place a railway track, or place a special interest, or call for dividends. After your action, if the game's not over, play continues with the next player. So if you auction a share, you'll choose one of the topmost share certificates, and that is these things right here, and you'll auction them off. The opening bid has to be at least whatever the minimum bid is on there. So for example, when this one is bid on, you have to bid at least 7, and then you go up from there. When this one is bid on, so when this one is 1, it goes away and the person keeps it. The next one, you have to bid at least 12 whenever somebody wants to bid on this next one, and so forth and so on. And each of the different ones have different starting costs on them. So that's what auctioning a share is. Bidding would continue in clockwise order. If a player drops out of bidding, they cannot re-enter bidding. So that's one thing to keep in track of. Next, you can place railway tracks, and that is where you simply take these things and you put them out on the board. You can place a locomotive in a hex that shows a railway that a railway has track in that hex. The locomotive placed must connect back to the railway starting hex. So there you have that. There are 3 types of hexes. So you have these light hexes are, let me go back here. These light hexes are easy. These are difficult. And then urban hexes are these right here, and they have the blue outline with the hashing on it. And then if you have easy, you have to use 1 build point. If it's difficult, you use 2. If it is urban, you use 1. But if it's occupied, there's other things that are out here as available as well. So building cost is 1. If it's an easy hex that's occupied by another railway, it's 1.5. Empty urban hex is 1. And an empty hex that's urban is 1.5. And then an empty difficult hex is 2 points. So there you have it. You can do dividends, which is basically an income step. And then you can place a special interest. And special interests are represented by the cubes that are in the bag, those pink, white, and black cubes. You can do that. And then calling for dividends is where you actually get your income. So basically, on your turn, you have to choose one of those different things. The game will end when there are no dividend cubes remaining in the bag. And then at the end of that player's turn, the game is over. All players add their cash in hand to the initial printed value of their shared certificates. The player with the most money wins the game. Ties are possible. So that just gives you a brief rundown of Irish Gauge. But hopefully that helps a little bit. I like the detailed coastline on the map, although I don't think Ian is the original designer. Where's the artwork? It looks like a typical war game. Well, there's artwork on the box. That artwork, graphic design. One of the things that I've heard that Ian does, just from talking with people and reading like designer diaries and stuff like that, he doesn't just do a bunch of artwork for you and then have fun. He actually helps you with the graphic design of the game. So, you know, he'll help you, like, for example, with the board. You might not think, well, there's not a whole lot of artwork there. No, there isn't, but there is graphic design work that's going on here. And that's one of the things that I heard from, I remember who it was. It was the people that did Galactic Cruise. When I was playing that on the cruise with JT and one of the guys from the company, he was talking about how involved Ian was in not just the artwork for the game, but also the graphic design of the game. And he said that that's something that Ian does. Whenever he agrees to take on a contract like that, he doesn't just throw artwork at you and take the payday. He actually works with you. And again, it might be different for other companies or what have you, but I would imagine it's something the same, something he does. So I think, whereas, you know, Ian definitely did the artwork on the front of the box, you know, this right here. I think he probably also did a little bit of input on the graphic design of the game and the graphic design of the cards. So, you know, I think that's a pretty cool thing. You know, it's not just you know, he wants it not just to look good, he wants it to be functional as well. So that is Irish Gauge. Put that right there. And earlier we talked about, I can't reach it. My arms are short. Earlier we talked about Smash Up. So those are our two. It belongs in a museum today. Let's see here. Looking for chits? Nope. Rail games aren't known for their art. That is true. Fair point. I like the graphic design, not the artwork. I like the design details on the Shikoku 1889 as well. He considers himself a graphic designer first, then an artist. Thank you. Solo soliloquy. Matthew Vincent, I miss cabooses and barefooted kickers. One of my favorites for him was Nemo's War. There is a great episode with him on Sporadically Bored. He gives loads of insight into it. Very cool. Thank you for that solo soliloquy. Whenever a game has stocks or shares, my brain goes all cloudy. Well, again, this is a 2.3 weight. All right, so Irish Gauge is not that heavy of a game at all. It's definitely not an 18xx game. I think this is probably like I don't know if we have to use that as a context, 18xx light. It plays in an hour. I think it's 3 to 5 players. Sorry. He appears in chat sometimes. I've seen him in the Dice Tower chat and sometimes on the Alaboom chat on the Vikings. Cool. That's awesome. Well, from all accounts that I've heard, he's a great person that truly wants your design to work well, and he wants you to be successful, especially if he's going to have his name on it. So I think that's awesomeness. Anyway, that is our It Belongs in a Museum for today. Smash Up and Irish Gauge. You'll probably be seeing these in the near future on the channel being covered, especially Irish Gauge. Smash Up is going to be one that I think Irish Gauge, I have a little bit of a responsibility to cover. I think Smash Up is just going to be one of those things that we do for fun. But not that Capstone gave me any, paid me or anything like that. It's just that they agreed to send Iberian Gauge and Ride the Rails. So I want to make good on that idea that I pitched to them, just from a matter of integrity. So yeah. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. Yeah, it definitely does. Everything that I've heard about him at least pushes me in that direction. All right, well, we are about hour and 15 minutes in, so that's about it for us. We're going to go ahead and get to the rest of my day. I've got to record a review for the Dice Tower and get ready for, or at least start getting ready for the live review tomorrow of Foundations of Rome. So be on the lookout for that. And that's about it. Later on this afternoon, there will not be a Time Out or Tuesdays playthrough. Instead, we are putting up Jessie's top 10 games from that she played in April 2024, last month. So it's a pretty stinking good list. So go check that out later on this afternoon. I think that'll be going live at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that'll be 5 p.m. Eastern, and you do the math for everywhere else you might be. Thanks for showing us. You are very welcome, Solo Soliloquy. Tom, I already have your address. And Salty Dog, I need you to email me your address so I can get your guys' stickers out to you ASAP. All right. Thanks for joining us here today. We certainly appreciate your time. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.